Hello everyone, how are you? I'm Nishikawa, the presenter of this program. For 1 month from late January 2009, a JICA training course named Economic Development Promotion by Local Government in Malawi took place in Japan. The purpose of this training program was to develop necessary personnel to promote decentralization in Malawi. For this reason, the training course included a 3-day program to learn the PCM method. At the end of the training program, 2 days were spent on action plan preparation and presentation, reflecting upon what was learned through the training program. This video starts with an actual case study showing how the training participants walked through the PCM workshops and finally presented the action plans. First, please allow me to explain what was done before the training participants began their PCM workshop. Before coming to Japan, the participants of this training course were told to have ideas of tasks they wanted to work on during their training in Japan. After arriving in Japan, the 10 training participants considered and discussed their ideas and made decisions about what to work on at the PCM workshop. The number of tasks was narrowed down to 2, and training participants were divided into 2 groups according to those tasks. The first group is to consider ways to promote community participation. The second group is to work on ways to make local financing of local governments independent. As the tasks for the PCM workshops have already been clarified, this specific 3-day PCM workshop starts with the step 2 of the PCM method. But normal PCM workshops start with the stakeholders analysis. The PCM workshop is taking place at the JICA Research Institute in Tokyo. In this training course, the training participants attend a lecture to get an overview of the PCM method and its procedure, as this is the first time for all of them to learn the PCM method. The lecturer is Mr. Yoichi Suzuki. Mr. Suzuki is the senior advisor of JICA. He is also the facilitator of this workshop.
It's a very simple way.
After the lecture, the workshop begins. First comes the analysis stage of the PCM method. The training participants, divided into their 2 groups, first formulate problem trees. One of the specific characteristics of the PCM method is a participatory approach. First, each training participant writes issues which are seemingly problematic on cards and put the cards on the board. Next, these cards are sorted according to a consensus of the group participants.
To be combined with the high dependency syndrome, because most of the reasons under high.
Each of 2 groups of this training course makes its problem tree by establishing the core problem first, and then connecting the core problem to other relevant problems from the cause and result viewpoint. What should be done when no consensus is achieved on the core problem? In such a case, there is another way to establish the core problem. First, write out all possible problems on cards. Then, determine links among the cards. the card which is most linked to the other cards could be considered the core problem. This can be a useful alternative technique. When the problem tree is completed, give a sequential number on each card by clusters of problems. The sequential numbering of the cards will be useful in preventing mixing up of the cards when converting the problem tree to the objective tree. After the problem tree, next comes step 3 of the PCM method, objective analysis. In objective analysis, an objective tree is formed. An objective tree is made by converting negative expressions on the cards in the problem tree into positive expressions.
Central government on decentralization. There should be political will, government policy.
The work proceeds by comparing the sequential numbers on the cards of the problem tree with those on objective tree. The first day of the workshop ends while this objective tree creation is still halfway finished.
This is also caused by poor.
The second day starts with the remaining work forming the objective tree.
To gain political mileage.
In converting from negative expressions to positive expressions, if a converted card happens to be unrealistic, it is necessary either to rewrite or put away the card, or clearly indicate that the card is unrealistic. For example, put the description in brackets or put an X on the card. The next is step 4, project selection. In project selection, the first thing to do is to draw circles to group cards together under the same objective to identify project candidates.
This is action category 1.
Yeah, that one.
Please put a project name on each project candidate cluster.
That one should just be this. Number
While drawing circles, please consider whether what each card describes is actually feasible, and if not, put away that card. Each circled cluster indicates a project candidate. Next, a comparison table is made to prioritize project candidates. Each project candidate is compared based on predetermined criteria.
Because if they have got the knowledge, then it is easy
In this workshop,
to sustain.
each comparison criterion is worth a certain number of points, and project candidates are prioritized for selection based on total points they receive. After project selection, a PDM is to be made if a project is being planned. But in this workshop, the participants skip PDM formulation to proceed directly to step 6, action plan making, as they are planning programs rather than a project. In action plan making, the first thing to do is to formulate an action plan summary sheet. Filling in a summary sheet starts with activity and sub-activities, referring to the objective tree. Appropriate descriptions for activities and sub-activities are to be selected from the objective tree to fill in the summary sheet. description on the cards of the objective tree is rather situation or status. So, they should be rewritten into action for the action plan summary table. For each sub-activity, such information is filled in as the target group, modality of implementation of activities, direct output, and implementation schedule. The second day ends with the work to fill in the sheet still underway. On the third day, the morning is spent to complete the action plan summary sheet. In the afternoon, the presentation session takes place. All members of each group are involved in making a presentation to the other group, covering the entire process it took from problem analysis to action plan summary sheet.
In terms of making them independent and safe, doing things that are
After the presentations, the presenters receive comments from the participants of the other group and the facilitator. So, it is a learning opportunity for them. This is the end of the 3-day PCM workshop. After the PCM workshop in Tokyo, the training participants head for Sapporo, Hokkaido. They are going to spend 1 month there, about 1,000 kilometers away from Tokyo. This is Sapporo City in Hokkaido, which is in the northern part of Japan. This is JICA Sapporo Center. The training participants of Economic Development Promotion by local government in Malawi are staying here for the training. The nearly 1 month-long training is now coming to the end, and the training participants are busy preparing their action plans for final presentations. The time allotted for preparation and presentation of the action plan is 2 days. The training participants are still divided into 2 groups and are sorting their ideas for the action plan in their respective groups. Mr. Hirofumi Kawakita is an advisor for the action plan preparation and presentation in this training course. He listens to the plans of the groups respectively and makes comment on them.
So these are the
Receiving comments from the advisor, the training participants begin finalizing their action plans. On this day, they keep working until late at night. The day for the action plan presentation finally comes. Sapporo, where the training took place, is about 1,000 kilometers away from the JICA headquarters in Tokyo. For this reason, the presentations are made utilizing a TV conference system connected to the JICA headquarters. In this training course, the training participants take turns by items included in their action plan to make their group presentations, aiming to give each group member a chance to represent their group.
Some of these project ideas to see
Prefecture and the municipality. And one of the lessons that we have learned.
How do you formulate the village action plan?
The presentations in question and answer sessions finish without a hitch. The training participants now seem relieved.
They store per month so that they can ably calculate the amount of money.
This training course for the Malawian participants now comes to an end. Finally, the action plan reports turn out to consist of 13 pages by the group for community participation, 16 pages by the group for local finance. Of course, the prepared and presented action plans cannot always be implemented immediately after their return home. Sometimes, it will be necessary to make further considerations of the action plans together with the colleagues and the stakeholders when they return home, to modify and improve them. As mentioned in Unit 0, comments from the training participants of this training course also indicate that to make good action plans, it is necessary to understand the tasks and their backgrounds well in advance. This video introduced a PCM workshop with the participants taking part in a training course called Economic Development Promotion by Local Government in Malawi and showed how they eventually made presentations of their action plans. That's all for now. See you next time. Goodbye.